Sure. Welcome to the first of 5 Lenten series concerts. That was Henry Purcell's Sound the Trumpet, written in 16-something or other. And on the other trumpet is Dan, and Erwin was on the organ. Erwin is the music director here, and we have a whole bunch of things to play for you. I'm going to play this thing here. It's not a trumpet, it's a corno da caccia, but the fingering is the same. And it's a French piece by Gabriel Fauré. Before we go on, I want to say hello to all of you. I do want to say to some people, I don't see them yet. Barb and Henry? Here? No? Online? Jim Lindsay? Oh, sorry about that. Is that too loud? Okay, Barb and Henry, if you're not here, maybe you're online. Jim Lindsay, I hope he's here. No? Jan, where are you? Good to see you again. Jan, glad to see you're back. Next, Dan and I each going to play a piccolo trumpet. They used to be regular B-flat trumpets like this, but we both at different times put them in the dryer. Mine changed to this color and shrunk. And what color is yours? Okay, anyways, it's by Franceschini, a composer I'd heard about 45 years ago, but I'm finally getting to play it. Sonata in D, the 3rd and 4th movements, with Erwin on the organ. is the hard one. Every time I try to find a trumpet, I think of the game Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, or something, just to figure out which one I'm doing. This one is a flugelhorn. Can you not hear me? Splish, splash, I was taken aback. Oh, that's a song, sorry. Anyways, this is a flugelhorn. This is a German one made in Dresden. And where's yours made?
Elkhart, Indiana.
Elkhart, Indiana. That's where this and this one are also made. Anyways, we're going to play from Leo Delibes, his Lakme opera. We're going to play the second of our tunes that is actually, the original is two sopranos. When we did the Sound the Trumpet, the original is two, I can't believe it, it's two soprano singers. And we're doing the flower duet from Lakme by Leo Delibes. So joining me up here is Michelle. Michelle is originally from Richmond Hill, is it? And I was pleased to find her here in the neighborhood. I think she was at the, no, I won't say that. Anyways, we have 4 duets for you. I'll tell you more later. The next two duets, one is called Romance. It's from the Bible of trumpet playing, the Arbin book. It's in 12/8 time for those of you that you need to know that. And then we're playing a bourrée by Telemann. Our final duet today will be the entire Beethoven Symphony No. 1, broken down into 3 pages of score. You notice how big this is? I'm so glad for Staples in town to enlarge things. Even with cataract surgery, this is helping. Beethoven, Minuet, no, Andante, it's in 3/4, Symphony Number 1, Beethoven. I didn't introduce you to my wife, Janice. As you can tell, she passed the audition to be my wife. So, anyways, we actually played at our wedding. Live music, we played. Should I tell them what you played? At the reception. I played in the church, but at the reception, she and her friends got their clarinets out. I played the accordion, and we did clarinet polka. If you want to hear that again, I think it's happening next week. If you see the concerts, next week is the clarinet ensemble from the Kawartha Lakes Concert Band. Sorry? We had too much music. As a friend of ours quoted, you had to audition to be in the wedding party. We're going to continue with a duet, one of the duets written by Stanley Rosenzweig. Stanley Rosenzweig, you may or may not know, was principal trumpet of the National Ballet for many years. He continues to teach at the Royal Conservatory, and he wrote really good duets. And we're going to do Summer. The third and final one for us two to play is a scherzo by Beethoven. It's the only piece on this program. All I know is it comes from the clarinet repertoire book somewhere. I have no idea what it's from. It might be chamber music. I haven't found anything yet. If you find the answer, please tell my wife. I welcome Dan back to join me. We've got a piece, Benedictus, by Brouillet, French composer, from 1551. I never met him. And then we have some Mozart. That's my music. Well, let's try it. Okay. Well, we should start it. I think we know what we're doing. Okay. All right. Okay? Yep. Okay, for those that you can see, this is my part. It's called The Spiegel, The Mirror, by Mozart. That's Dan's part. I'll let you, here, pass it around. Take a look. Make sure we're playing the right part. Let's try that again. Don't forget to turn it upside down so you can see the other part. My father-in-law, Ian Coulter, passed away in April, and we'd like to play a tribute to him. We've chosen Hello, Dolly. But one of the things you should know, that at the age of 77, a man went up to her and said, "Why are you listening to your wife learn the flute? Why didn't you learn an instrument?" So a week later, instead of reading his book at the band rehearsal, he started learning the saxophone. And that was in the Toronto New Horizons. And Dan over there is the founder of the New Horizons. So if you want more questions, answers, he knows all about it. In fact, he can tell you about what he did last summer, which was really cool.
Sure, why not? Actually, I didn't invent New Horizons or come up with the concept. It was Dr. Roy Ernst down in the Eastman School of Music. He was coming towards the end of his career, and he said, what do people do when they retire, when they're musicians and life is over? So he thought, he went to his dean and he said, I'd like to offer a course to senior adults, and I'd like to teach them how to play instruments from scratch. And so the dean said, sure. They had 20-odd people sign up for the course the next year. And partway through, after they came up with the name New Horizons, and the alternative was The Grateful Living, they asked him, can we do a concert at Christmas time? And he said, who's going to come and listen to you guys play? Turns out everybody and their grandkids came out, their kids came out, and it was a huge success. And it started with those 20 people in 1991. Soon started in Peterborough, and now there are over 300 bands across North America, Australia, and the UK and Canada. And I was fortunate enough to trip into that in Toronto, where we started, Lisa and I started together with one band of 17 people, and that program is still going on in Toronto now, and they have over 10 bands and all sorts of singing programs and stuff. So it's never too late, and your best is good enough are the two mottos of that program. Oh, yes, Ian was the poster child. He really did sit at the back of the room. Yeah, and he wasn't just there. Phyllis was playing flute in this class, this beginner class, and Ian was sitting at the back of the room just reading. And I said, why are you not playing? And he said, well, I'm just her ride. And so somehow, I don't know how you convinced him, but he showed up the next week with an alto saxophone, and he and Phyllis became we call them the poster children for the New Horizons program, and we used their picture for years. And I have a very, very soft spot for those two people.
Oh, did you learn to play it? You did? Did Dan play the right part, or did I play the right part? You think so? Okay. The next tune is The Last Rose of Summer. And in 2016, Janice and I moved here. And when we came to the church, we met Jim Lindsay. How many of you know Jim Lindsay? I wish he were here. Is he hiding somewhere? Anyways, I asked him in 2017, the first time I played a Lenten concert, pick a duet and we'll play it. And he chose this one, Last Rose of Summer. He was a cornet player, trumpet player. I don't know if he plays much anymore. And when I last spoke to him on the phone 2 weeks ago, he said he would be here. So I'm going to hunt him down. I know where he lives. So, Last Rose Summer, and anyways. John, do you want to say something? Give me $5 first.
I was told this was my break to get in and oh, after? Oh, like, well, I'll do it while I got fresh in my brain. Anyways, what a great way to start off our noon hour concerts, Martin. It just seems fitting that we would have trumpets as our first one, because we always associate trumpets with as a fanfare or an entrance, or so it just seemed very fitting, and such a nice variety of music. Anyways, we would certainly like to thank all of Janice and Martin and Michelle and Dan and Erwin for putting on such a great show today. I don't know if anybody knows it, but Martin drives a pickup truck. One reason only, that's to carry all his horns and his horn paraphernalia around. Anyways, our next Wednesday, our next one is the Lindsay Concert Clarinet Band, and we look forward to having them. We hope you will all join us then. And after this piece, please come down and join us for a coffee and tea and a bit of social time in the gym. Thanks.
I was thinking Jim was going to be here. So, and I'm going to play a triple forte so you can hear wherever he is. All right. Raise your hand if you recognize these names. Jethro Tull, Ian Anderson, J.S. Bach. In 1710, BWV 996, Bach wrote a suite of 6 movements, and this is the 5th movement, the Bourrée. But then Jethro Tull Group, the musical group, under the composer Ian Anderson, who is a flute player, he did a modern version. He called it Bourrée. And then we got our hands on it. So there's 3 kind of channels of, we're going to play Bourrée as our final tune. And before we do, I would like to thank the players, Erwin, Dan, Michelle, Janice, and of course Walt, who makes us sound good. I can't do it by myself. We can't do it. I certainly can't. Who are you? Oh, I'm Martin Neuland. Sorry. There are other people I would like to thank. No, I guess not. I've been taking trumpet lessons with a guy named Bart, who used to be associate principal and acting principal in the Toronto Symphony. I still go see him. It's almost time to see. I've played too many wrong notes. I need to go see him. I also see Philippe Chart, who I've visited twice in Wales, and I met him in Montreal the year I was not here, 2018-19, and he's been very helpful. But I have to, and of course my wife puts up with my trumpet playing because it's much louder than clarinet playing. She relegated me to the basement. Actually, I chose the basement. But I would like you to know that in June 16th, 2024, I blew my lip out, and I've taken a lot of time off. But a very smart man told me what to do. Many did, but this one changed it all, and he's right there. Thank you, Dan. Dan, you're the reason I'm still playing. Okay.